Hello everyone, this is Anuj from Gadget Cake. Recently we did the unboxing and overview of the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2 and the Redmi Note 6 Pro. And today in this video, we will do a detailed camera comparison of both these phones. So let's start. Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2 and the Redmi Note 6 Pro, both the phones are the budget phones which are priced under Rs 15,000. In the Zenfone Max Pro M2, we get the dual 12MP plus 5MP camera setup, where in the Redmi Note 6 Pro, we have the similar 12MP plus 5MP camera setup, but the main difference is aperture. In the Zenfone Max Pro M2, you have a wider aperture and a larger 1.25 micron pixel size in the primary camera. Now let's start this comparison with the pictures we have taken in the bright daylight. On the left we have the Redmi Note 6 Pro, and on the right side we have the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2. Immediately you will see that the pictures taken from both the phones have details in them, but if you look closely, the Zenfone Max Pro M2 lacks dynamic range, even though the sharpness is there, but the dynamic range is better in the Note 6 Pro. Here is one more example. Look at the building which is blown out in the Zenfone Max Pro M2 picture. When it comes to macro photos, here Zenfone Max Pro M2 does an amazing job, though the pictures are on the saturated side than the Redmi Note 6 Pro. But the Note 6 Pro images also have details in them and maintains a natural tone. The focus lock on the Zenfone Max Pro M2 is actually better and faster than the Redmi Note 6 Pro. Both the phones can take amazing photos, but the Zenfone Max Pro M2 pictures are sharper, saturated, and also has more contrast in them. Moving towards some more general landscape shots, you will see the details are almost same with slight difference in color tone. You will also notice that the pictures taken from the Note 6 Pro has a warmer tone and more natural tone as compared to the cooler tone but more saturated tone in the Zenfone Max Pro M2. When it comes to capturing pictures with more colors, Zenfone Max Pro M2 does an amazing job there. Even though they don't look that natural, but I have shown these pictures to few people, they also like the color output of the Zenfone Max Pro M2 more than the Note 6 Pro. That being said, Zenfone Max Pro M2 camera lacks dynamic range. You will notice more often the sky is blown out and has no details at all. Here is a perfect example showing you the tone difference of both the phones. Redmi Note 6 Pro has a warmer tone as compared to the cooler tone of the Zenfone Max Pro M2. In short, the Zenfone Max Pro M2 and the Redmi Note 6 Pro, both the phone can capture amazing photos and you will get the more saturated and vivid photos with the Zenfone Max Pro M2, but they will lack the dynamic range. And guys, don't forget to let us know your pick in the comment section below. And also, if you're not subscribed to us yet, then hit the red subscribe button to see more comparison videos like this. Moving towards the portrait photos, both the phone can capture photos with depth effects. One more thing I forgot to mention, that the Note 6 Pro has a wider angle as compared to the Zenfone Max Pro M2, and similar results can be seen in the bokeh mode. In terms of edge detection, both the phone does an amazing job and there were no issues at all when it comes to portrait photos. But here, the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2 has an advantage of live bokeh adjustment, by which you can adjust the bokeh at the time of taking the photo. Now let's see some indoor artificial light photos. The results are quite similar with surprisingly sharp and detailed images, and there were slight difference in terms of color tone. Apart from that, both the phones are capable of capturing some amazing indoor photos. In the Redmi Note 6 Pro, we get the dual tone LED flash as compared to the single tone flash in the Zenfone Max Pro M2. And with the flash, the output of the Note 6 Pro is better as the flash is in the middle of both the lenses. And due to that, there were no shadow formation in the photos taken from the Note 6 Pro. In terms of video, both the phone has EIS support and the output was stabilized. But I personally find the video quality of the Redmi Note 6 Pro better with less stuttery video and it has more details. Moving towards the front camera, Zenfone Max Pro M2 has a single 13MP camera with an aperture of f2.0, where we have a dual 12MP plus 2MP front camera setup in the Note 6 Pro. On papers, the front camera of the Redmi Note 6 Pro looks better, and when we test both the phones, we notice that the Redmi Note 6 Pro images have closer to natural tone, where we found a fairer skin tone with the Zenfone Max Pro M2, and that too with the beauty mode turned off. The details, however, is slightly better in the Zenfone Max Pro M2 pictures. The front dual camera setup of the Redmi Note 6 Pro can also shoot front portrait photos, which was missing in the Zenfone Max Pro M2. But Asus is already in the process of pushing an update which will make the front bokeh mode available. When it comes to video from the front camera, Zenfone Max Pro M2 video is more stabilized as compared to the Note 6 Pro. But due to the EIS support in the Zenfone Max Pro M2, it doesn't offer wider angle. Moving towards the night photography, both the phone performs neck to neck and you have a very similar output from both the phones. But if I have to pick one, I find the details of the Zenfone Max Pro M2 slightly better due to the larger 1.25 micron pixel size. In terms of video output in the night, here without any doubt, Zenfone Max Pro M2 performs better with less noisy videos. And lastly, here is the front camera sample in low light. Here the Zenfone Max Pro M2 has an advantage with the front flashlight, but the Note 6 Pro offers bokeh mode which looks surprisingly very good in low light. So guys, this was the camera comparison of Zenfone Max Pro M2 and the Redmi Note 6 Pro. Both these phones are capable of taking some amazing photos in different lighting conditions. Redmi Note 6 Pro images are sharp and has natural tone in them, and also maintain very good dynamic range. On the other hand, the image output from the Zenfone Max Pro M2 has also details in them, colors are more saturated which some people like, but the pictures lacks dynamic range. I have spent few days with both the phones and I find the rear camera output of the Note 6 Pro slightly better than the Zenfone Max Pro M2, but the Zenfone Max Pro M2 was able to capture some better low light photos. And in this price range, the only phone I can think of which can compete with these phones is the Realme 2 Pro. We will try to do one more comparison where we will also include the Realme 2 Pro, and if you want to see that video, let us know in the comment section below. So that's it guys, this was the camera comparison of the Redmi Note 6 Pro and the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2. Let us know if you like this video and also tell us which phone you like in terms of camera performance in the comment section below. So that's all for now. If you like this video, then please press the like button and subscribe to our channel Gadget Geek for more videos like this. Once again, this is Anuj signing off and I'll see you in the next one.